The demos won't offer solutions.
Sina imani ya kwamba maandamano yanatatua kitu chochote. Ingekuwa ni vizuri viongozi kama vile tulivyosema wakae, wajadiliane, watoke na suluhisho. Watuambie njia gani tunafuata. Na nadhani walifanya hivyo. Ikiwa hawajakubaliana warudi.
They however stated that the government must listen to the people's cry of the cost of living.
Iwo ukisikia watu wanalia, wamelemewa na mzigo wa magonjwa, mzigo wa njaa, mzigo wa gharama ambayo hawawezi kujimudu, sikiliza kilio cha watu.
Give us Minor, Lunchtime News.
And now on environmental matters, Jomvu Member of Parliament Badi Twalib has urged Kenyans living along their coastal strip to be at the forefront of protecting mangroves as one measure of mitigating climate change effects. Speaking during the 6th edition of the annual Jomvu boat racing competition at Mkupe Creek, Badi said that those depending on the ocean for their economic activities should be climate change champions so as not to lose their source of income.
Mangrove cover in Kenya now stands at about 54,000 hectares, which is a drop from 60,000 hectares back in 2017. In a bid to conserve it, Jomvu MP Badi Twalib has called on residents living along the coast to plant more mangroves and refrain from cutting them down.
Katika upanzi wa mangrove ni muhimu sana watu wawe wanaweza kupanda mikoko kwa zaidi na zaidi ili kuona namna gani wanaweza kufanya hii sehemu yetu ikaweza kuwa na mandhari ambayo takuwa ni mazuri.
Speaking during the 6th edition of the annual Jomvu boat racing competition at Mkupe Creek, Twalib said that the competition aimed at sensitizing the community on the effects of climate change. He also called on the Mombasa County government to take up the Jomvu boat racing competition to be part of the county's annual activities, saying it will play a significant role in promoting sports tourism in the county.
Ministry of Blue Economy iweze kuempower hawa watu wetu, kwa sababu wakati hii bridge ilipokuwa inaanza kutengenezwa ili disrupt economic activities zao, wakawa hawezi kuvua samaki hapa. Hivi sasa bridge imalizika, wamerudi katika hali yao ya kawaida. Ni muhimu ministry to come on board.
Mombasa County Executive for Youth and Sports Ken Ambani reiterated that the Nasir-led administration was passionate about the youth, adding that as a cabinet they'll spearhead the formulation and passing of the necessary bill at the assembly for a county takeover of the event.
Mimi kama waziri nitaanzisha hiyo mikakati ya kuhakikisha kwamba hii bili inapitishwa, kwamba this will be an annual event that we will do in each and every year.
It's one of the products ambao pia tutaongea na Magic Kenya waifanye kama one of our signature products katika Mombasa, because one of those our signature products imekuwa ni Fort Jesus, imekuwa ni beaches, lakini tumeona pia kuna talanta hapa, tuna Fort tourism.
The boat racing competition has over the years continued to attract thousands of locals within Jomvu and subsequent creeks around Mombasa who compete for the 40,000 Kenya shillings prize money. Kasi Chanamasha, Lunchtime News.
It was a moment of joy for hundreds of street children and vulnerable families in Nanyuki, Laikipia County after a Nanyuki-based businesswoman treated them to a New Year fete. Now the families enjoyed sumptuous meals, had counseling sessions and got a chance to listen to the word of God courtesy of Susan Wanjiku, popularly known as Mama Ngodo. Wanjiku called on the community to intervene to enable the families to sustain themselves, since many of them got themselves in the streets due to family breakups. These street families supported her call, saying they needed the assistance to lead a normal life.
Rehema za msalaba. Na Laikipia tutabadilisha tabia ya blessed street family. Kwa hivyo hiyo jina ile mwaka huu tuko naye.
Kenye ningeomba kwa nia street girls, at least hata kama ni kakazi, hata mtatuwekea sisi mama ambao tuko na watoto, sababu sisi hakuna kitu yenye tunafanyanga, ni mwaka tunasherehekea tu tarehe moja tu. So tunaomba hata kama ni kakazi tutuwekee watu, hata kama ni ukadama kasoko tu tuwekee ukatakata mboga, sisi tutashukuru.
Hiyo Kiswahili ndio tumezoea.
In other news, 3 people died and scores are nursing injuries after a road accident that occurred along Butula-Bumala Road in Busia County. According to police, the victims were members of a church in Butula who were returning from New Year's Eve vigil when the accident happened.
A dark cloud hangs in Butula, Busia County after 3 people lost their life in an accident that was as a result of irresponsible driving.
Jamaa alitoka huku na ex-soja jeshi na alikuwa amekula na watu wa kanisa wale ambao walikuwa wanasherehekea kwa barabara, na akapita na wamama wawili na yeye pia walifieka yeye usiku.
Those who are injured are recuperating at different hospitals in Busia and Kakamega counties. The driver of the private vehicle who hit the pedestrians who are returning home from a night vigil was killed by an angry crowd, and later his body set ablaze and his car torched.
Kwa sasa tunataka viongozi, kwa sababu hiyo familia yenye imeathiriwa, hasa wenye wako hospitali, wanataka usaidizi. Tunajua vizuri sana hawana mbele wala nyuma. Watufikia alafu tujue tunasaidianaje. Hiyo ndio ombi letu kama raia.
Local residents have since expressed concerns of a lack of speed bumps on the road, which they say pose a threat to the lives of residents.
Tungekuwa na bumps, hii vitu kama hizo ingefanyika. Alafu hatuna signing za barabara. Hakuna kwa hii barabara sign kwa kona nini 50% hakuna. So ile ni vitu zenye baadhi ya vitu zenye changia ajali kwa hii barabara.
Viongozi wakuwe na sisi karibu kama MCA. Ndio wako na sisi karibu sana. Hatuwezi tukasema pengine MP pengine ako mbali. MCA wenye wako karibu na sisi watufikie, waone shida zetu, waone raha zetu, ili hata kura ingine ikikuja tutajua watu tumewatuma kututumikia.
For Lunchtime News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
At least 30 people have been reported dead after a massive earthquake with a magnitude of 7.6 quake hit the coast of central Japan on New Year's Day. The tremor that struck on Monday afternoon near the Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa triggered the country's first major tsunami warning since the March 2011 earthquake and tsunami that had about 18,500 people declared dead or missing. According to authorities, rescue efforts have been hindered by damaged roads, causing difficulty to assess the full extent of the earthquake.
Wow, 看到了。Wow.
In other news, the annual Abatsoso cultural celebrations have been marked with calls by elders to the young generation to participate in cultural events to familiarize themselves with their traditions. Speaking at Eshinoi grounds in the Navakholo constituency, the chairman of the Abatsoso community, Paul Etemesi, said the aim is to ensure that children, both girls and boys, are educated on cultural matters, an initiative that will instill discipline and perpetuate the cultural heritage for future generations.
Kifundisha watoto wetu mambo ya kitamaduni, itatusaidia hata mambo ya mimba ya mapema. Watoto watafundishwa ya kwamba kulikuwa na ile miaka ya kuolewa, kulikuwa na miaka ya utaratibu, na vile tunaingia Januari, sisi tunaomba serikali kuu ilete pesa kwa CDF na ilete pesa yenye tutasaidia watu wetu.
Tunalaani yale mambo ambayo yanaletwa na wazungu kama ile gayism, lesbianism ambayo wanataka wahalalisha hapa Kenya. Utamaduni huu, kupitia kwa utamaduni huu tunalaani iko kitendo, na hatutaki vijana wetu wahusiane na mambo ya gayism na lesbianism. Hayo mambo yanalaaniwa hata na hawa watoto ambao wameandaa sherehe ya siku hiyo. Ndio kwa sababu imesemekana ya kwamba tunahusisha vijana wote Hii mila ya wazungu ambayo inakuja hii tunailahani kwa njia zote.
The banker turned priest served as Minister for Public Service in 2006. This week on the Cabinet, we focus on Reverend Moses Akaranga, who served in President Mwai Kibaki's administration. Let's have a look. In 2006, he was appointed Minister for Public Service and is remembered for initiating performance contracting and the Rapid Result Initiative in the civil service. He also oversaw the review of salaries and pensions for the entire public service sector. It was also during his time as a minister when the old manual typewriters, broken telex machines and bulky cumbersome telephone heads in public offices were discarded. It helped greatly and oversaw technology modernization. For his able stewardship of reforms in the Kenyan public sector, Akaranga was the 2007 recipient of the coveted United Nations Public Service Award. He holds a Master's of Business Administration from the United States International University and a PhD in Strategic Management from the University of Nairobi. Akaranga was a career business administrator with a background as general administrator with the Pentecostal Assemblies of God. Aside from his sterling career in government, Akaranga was also a politician. He joined elective politics in 2002, making history as the first person and a newcomer at that to defeat a sitting vice president in an election when he defeated Musalia Mudavadi in the race for the Sabatia parliamentary seat. Mudavadi had been appointed VP in the sunset years of the Moi presidency. He also served in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as Assistant Secretary, Deputy Secretary, and Acting Permanent Secretary. In 2004, he served as Assistant Minister for Agriculture. With devolution in 2013, he was elected the first governor of Vihiga County. He established the Vihiga County Community Empowerment Fund, a revolving loan facility for marginalized women, youth, and small-scale traders. The core aim was to set up cottage industries through the provision of interest-free and unsecured loans. In the 2017 general election, he lost his bid to retain the gubernatorial seat to Wilberforce Otichilo. Jackie Wambiru, The Cabinet. Well, that report on the Cabinet brings us to our first break here on Lunchtime News. Don't go too far, we still have more news coming up.
Catch the Kisumu and Nanyuki Safari trains as you travel back from your festivities. The daily service runs up to 14th January 2024, with the Nanyuki train departing at 9 a.m. and the Kisumu train at 6:30 p.m.
Ukiingia hapa kwa hii gari yangu, see not, hear not.
Tulifanya accident na gari, watu wakachukua vitu na wakakimbia nazo, nitakuwa naeneza mahakama urongo.
Unaenda kuangusha gari barabarani kusudi uchukue mali uende ukauze, useme gari mali iliibiwa. Muna tabia mbaya ni madereva, tamaa iliuafisi.
To book, dial *639# or visit metickets.krc.co.ke. It's safe, affordable, reliable. For inquiries, contact us on 0709 907 000.
How are you, Kenyans? My name is John Jacob Curiat. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I bring you the 9 p.m. news on Wednesdays and Sundays. I also serve in the police quarters. I want to wish you the very best. Be careful on the roads. Make merry, but careful. God bless.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is one thing we can always count on: the power of compassion and generosity. Every day, families in Kenya face unimaginable challenges and hardships. They struggle to put food on the table, provide shelter for their loved ones, and access basic health care. But today, you have the power to make a difference. By just contributing 1 shilling and 50 cents from your airtime, your generosity can provide access to sanitary pads, nutritious food, clean water, education, and life-saving medical care to those who need it most. To support this cause, please tune in to your favorite radio station under the KBC umbrella for step-by-step instructions on how to subscribe. KBC Helping Hands. Together, we can make a difference and bring hope to those in need.
Welcome back. Now let's talk business. Commuters using the Nairobi Expressway will now dig deeper into their pockets following the gazettement of new charges which have been increased from the current range of 100 and 310 shillings to a new range of 170 and 500 shillings across all stations along the Mlolongo Westlands route. Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen on his X account has, however, refuted claims that the new toll charges were increased by 50% after an uproar among users in times of tough economic times.
The government has released new toll charges for the Nairobi Expressway. The new toll charges contained in a Gazette notice and signed by Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen have been increased from the current range of 100 and 310 shillings to a new range of 170 and 500 shillings across all stations along the Mlolongo Westlands route. On his X account, Murkomen attributes the increase to the global dollar variation rate, saying the increase aims to streamline the toll collection process and support infrastructure development and maintenance. In the new rates, motorists entering the expressway on Mlolongo and exiting at the SGR station and the eastern bypass will be required to pay 250 shillings, up from the current 100 shillings, while those exiting at the southern bypass will pay 330 shillings, up from 210 shillings. On the same route, vehicles exiting at Capitol Hill and Haile Selassie stations will pay 410 shillings, up from 210 shillings. Exits at Museum Hill, the Mall and Nairobi Westlands terminus will attract 500 shillings, up from 310 shillings. The same rates will also be applicable for motorists traveling through the opposite route from the Nairobi Westlands entry terminus to the Mlolongo exit terminus. Frederick Moki for Lunchtime News.
Asia's factory activity weekend in December signaling a shaky start for the region's manufacturing powerhouses in 2024 as China's patchy economic recovery impeded a broader revival in demand. A range of purchasing managers' indexes showed factory activity continuing to decline in most Asian economies at the end of last year and confidence broadly sagging. Details of these and more from around the globe.
The struggles for Asia's tech-heavy economies persisted, with South Korea's factory activity dipping back into decline and Taiwan extending its contraction for the 19th straight month. China's Caixin PMI showed an unexpected acceleration in activity in December, although this contrasted with Belnich's official PMI released on Sunday that remained in contraction territory for the third straight month. The mixed economic prospects for China continue to cloud the outlook for its major trading partners. Meanwhile, the dollar crept higher on the first trading day of the year as attention turned to economic data this week that may provide clues on the Federal Reserve's next moves, while Bitcoin surged ahead of $45,000 for the first time since April 2022. The dollar ascent weighed on the Japanese yen the most, with the Asian currency down 0.35% at 141.36 per dollar, having slid 7% in 2023. The focus now switches to a slew of economic data due this week, including the data on job openings and non-farm payrolls. The crypto world started the year with a bang, with Bitcoin touching a 21-month peak of $45,502 on rising expectations that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission would soon approve exchange-traded spot Bitcoin funds. Finally, oil prices jumped 1.5% in the first session of the new year due to potential supply disruptions in the Middle East after a naval clash in the Red Sea and hopes of strong holiday demand and economic stimulus in China, the top crude importer. Economists and analysts predicted Brent crude would average at $2.56 a barrel this year, slightly higher than the average of $82.17 in 2023. Edna Murungi for Lunchtime News.
Now, in other news, Mombasa residents and domestic tourists have thronged various recreational hotspots in the county to mark the onset of the new year. While they mark the day, however, it's not lost to them the challenges that the country has faced in 2023 and remain cautiously optimistic that the year will bring relief to the high cost of living that has been a burden to households.
As the new year kicks in, various recreational hotspots in Mombasa witnessed an influx of celebrants as residents and domestic tourists visited the spots to New Year. At the Mamangina waterfront, despite the prevailing economic challenges, families, friends and visitors congregated here. Children were treated to various activities. However, amidst the joyous celebration, the locals who spoke to KBC expressed their optimism that the new year might bring relief from the escalated cost of living.
Kwa matarajio ambayo nilikuwa natarajia kwa hii mwaka, nilikuwa natarajia kwamba tuone mabadiliko kubwa zaidi kusinda ile mwaka tulikuwa nayo mwaka jana. Kwa sababu mwaka jana maisha ilikuwa ngumu.
Napenda kuomba serikali iangalie hawa watu wa chini. Yaani sisi tumewangangania, wale wameingia kule juu. Sisi wale wa chini sasa wenye tuwangangania, sisi ndio saizi tumekuwa wenye tunaumia. Sasa watuangalie sisi watu wa chini. Huku tunaumia.
Maisha imelemewa wa Kenya na sasa tunasikia ngumu sana. Hata hii mwaka atakana at least hii mwaka tutarajie mtupunguzie bei ya maisha, gharama ya maisha iwe chini. Tunaumia sana. Watu wana family, wanasoma, wanafundisha lakini wazazi wanashindwa kupeleka watoto shuleni.
And at the Nyali beach, hundreds of individuals also flocked to the sandy shores to mark the new year. However, despite the festive season, local traders operating at the beach business have taken a hit unlike previous years.
Kulingana na vile ushuru umepanda, watu wanalalamika hakuna pesa. Kama unavyoona kumejaa kweli, lakini hakujajaa vile inavyotakana. Kwa furika kabisa. Alafu pia upande wa uchumi kidogo tumeona pesa imepungua. Mapeni kusema kweli si kama mwaka zingine, manake na more than 16 years hapa Nyali na nimefanya biashara kwa miaka mingi, na kulingana na last year na the other years at least kidogo tuna mapato ikifika sahihi, lakini this year imekuwa chini kabisa.
Beach lovers are appealing to the government to construct rescue centers at all the public beaches so as to make it easier for children who get lost at the beach to reunite with their families.
Idadi imekuwa nyingi, watoto kwa watu wazima, lakini cha kuhurumisha ni kuwa watoto wanapotea sana. Kubwa la kusikitisha hapa katika public zetu beach, hakuna mahali private ambao mtoto atapotea, atapelekwa mahali maalum mtoto huyo apatikaniwe. Ingekuwa hata kama ni tent au ofisi, baadhi majua mama nazunguka, lakini nikifika ofisi fulani mimi nitampata mtoto wangu, au kuna tent mahali nitapata mtoto wangu. Watu wamepotea watoto wengi, na mpaka sasa hivi pengine mtu mpaka aende kituo cha polisi. Tunaomba serikali tafadhalini, kila beach ambayo iko public muweke safe, ambao mtoto akipotea ni rahisi kupatikaniwa.
And now in the sports arena, City Hall young men football team and Kandalala ladies superstars were crowned champions of the Duncan and Rose Muchuma Foundation football tournament held in Webuye West, Bungoma County. The tournament was organized by the foundation with the aim of uniting the community, enhancing productivity and encouraging the youth to maximize on opportunities in the digital space.
Sitigo FC defeated Musananda FC 2-0 in the final to win the Duncan and Rose Muchuma Foundation football title in Webuye. Sungura FC finished third in the tournament, which saw Gandalala Superstars FC win the women's title after demonstrating their prowess on the field by beating Mwangaza 1-0 in the final. Mwangaza Starlets settled for second position, while Mwembula Super Starlets finished third. The Duncan and Rose Muchuma Foundation football tournament, sponsored by Inua AI, not only focused on sports but also included various other competitions such as sugarcane chewing, cycling, soda drinking and bread eating. The diverse range of activities aimed at engaging the community and providing opportunities for individuals to showcase their talents in different areas. Inua AI CEO Humphrey Muchuma emphasized that the tournament has successfully united the community, enhanced productivity, and encouraged the youth to maximize opportunities in the digital space.
This is just the start. We are looking at bigger things. We don't want to focus more on the games. Right now it's the games, but we also want to look at the digital space. So what can we introduce for our young people to start working on? We want something that is more sustainable to the whole community, rather than just having the games, but more of spread it out to see what young people can engage in diversity. So the people who are good in games, the people who are good in the digital space, open up opportunities for young people in all areas that we can find. That's what the intention is.
The event served as a platform for talent identification and empowerment, highlighting the importance of sports and digital skills in today's world.
Mohamed Salah scored twice and set up another as Liverpool beat Newcastle 4-2 on New Year's Day, but he now goes away to the Africa Cup of Nations with Egypt. The Reds moved 3 points clear at the top of the Premier League with a win over Newcastle with a 5-point gap on Manchester City, who have a game in hand, and Arsenal, two of their main rivals for the crown.
It might not count. There you go. Yeah, it's just off you. Diaz, still Diaz, and goes down under the challenge of Sven Botman. It's a Liverpool penalty. It's Mohamed Salah from the spot and saved by Dubravka. Alexander-Arnold slices the follow-up horribly. Does eventually go up. Alexander-Arnold, oh my word! Dubravka didn't even see it. That's a ball for Isak, and that's nice, and Isak scores. Curtis Jones for Liverpool. Salah and Gakpo, goal! Liverpool do have a third, and they do have daylight. Salah for Liverpool.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you so much for choosing Lunchtime News. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Sign language interpreter is Byron Apoli. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
That you're the sister of Mr. Alonso's first wife.
Yes, the second wife as well.
How come?
The only thing you need to understand is that you and I are finished.
What do you mean?
All I want you to do is leave. I don't want to see you again.
My name is not Rodrigo. Because of that, I don't have to put up with your rudeness and your childish tantrums. I've done my best to be polite with you, but I'm sorry. I'm so over it.
Nobody asked you to do that.
You know what? You are beautiful. And you're so talented, but your soul is so full of bitterness.
It is the first day of January 2024 and we are more than blessed, we are more than pleased to be here with you. Wimbo ni gani tunaimba this year?
Blessings, money, testimony. Follow. More money, more blessings, more cars, more events. Call it 2024, man.
Nothing but the best this year, and we as the Grapevine team are here ready to be letting you know everything that will be happening this year entertainment wise, as we always do.
That's what's up. Mimi nimeichungulia na nimeiangalia. It's gonna be a big 2024, eh? Yani, the frequency, the energy, the mojo, the vibe is right here, man.
Just as you said it, it's gonna be immaculate. Now, my name is Vivian Dago. You can simply just call me Miss B.
Jack Mula, your homie himself, man. The party daddy, aka your girlfriend, got my number.
They now don't have your website.
It's a brand new 2024.
They have your number, not your website.
Just a chini, Miss B, man.
You know what this right here is?
Grapevine.
You gotta As we start off the year, it is only right for us to just have a look at how 2023 was for us right here on Grapevine, specifically when it comes to events. And we're going to be letting you know what events we got to cover for you last year, from the international events to the local events. And we start off with the international events. Tulianza na events.
Yo, man, shoke, you know, and some of the headliners were, you know, Ira Star.
Yes, yeah. Nigerian superstar, Ira Star.
Yo, alongside, you know, Calligraph Jones, Major, Boutros pia walikuwa hapo. And it was, you know, a dope event. Miss B ulikava event.
Yes, it went down at the KICC, and when I tell you guys that our artists did not disappoint, when I speak about our artists, I'm speaking about the Kenyan artists who were part of this concert. I mean, Calligraph Jones, Major as usual, anakuanga tu hapo. kitubamba tu kivyake. You know, it was a really good show, and Ira Star did not disappoint at all. You know that Ira Star is really, really young. I don't want to mention her age because we as ladies, ikifika mambo na age, please, unajiekea.
Mpitangi 23 by the way, huh?
Zingine ni ukweli, mimi kwa nini niko how old? See, I'm 23.
For real?
Hey.
You turned 23 again?
Again.
Just kidding, guys.
Ira Star did a really, really good job, and the Kenyan performers, I mean the Kenyan fans rather, really did have a good time. I mean, I'm sure you are seeing this as we talk about it, and you agree with us that it was a good event.
From Shoke, we are diving straight to Walker Town. Now, for the Walker Town, we had, you know, two editions. There was one that happened in Nakuru and another one right here in Nairobi. But wacha tuangalie hii ya Nakuru, ya.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.